Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jackson. We're joining us now on a beautiful day as we tape downtown at Fairfield Federal in the lobby at the downtown office on Main Street right here, and it's a beautiful day. And again, we're kind of post everything moving toward, I guess the next big event in Lancaster would be the fair. That's a ways off yet, but like so many of counties and cities around, they have great festivals that go on. You know, last week we talked about the Carroll Festival that is coming up, yet to come up. This week we're going to talk about one being a little more current, actually, this weekend. It's the Baltimore Festival, and it's an exciting time. That's always a big event up in Baltimore. A good community, as Carroll was for their festival, Baltimore is for their festival. It's coming up this weekend, the 4th through the 6th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Stuff going on every day, and we're going to talk about that. We've got some folks here, including some royalty that we'll be talking to. On my far right is Dawn Sutton. She's kind of the head of this. She's our contact person with the Baltimore Festival. Getting to be an exciting time, Dawn.
It is. We cannot wait.
Showtime.
That's right.
Been working on this for months, and now the palms are a little sweaty, and we're getting ready to get. You've done this before, though, so.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
This isn't my first rodeo with the Baltimore Festival.
Well, and speaking of the royalty, we've got Jenna Carroll with us. She is at the Junior Miss. Junior Miss.
Junior Miss Baltimore.
Junior Miss Baltimore. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're actually the outgoing one.
Yes.
You've had one big year as the Junior Miss. Jenna Carroll from Baltimore. You are going into the 6th grade when school starts this year. Pretty exciting.
Yes.
So you were only going into your 5th grade year
Yeah.
when you won this award.
Yeah.
How was that? Was it pretty amazing to win?
It was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I was really excited.
Was this the first year you had entered?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you were the winner. And I'm assuming, like all queens, whether it's the Fair Queen at the Lancaster Fair or any of the other queens at Carroll, or they get named the Junior Miss, you've probably traveled a good bit. Probably about every weekend in this past year you've been busy.
Yeah, very much. I've gone to around 10 to 20 festivals.
Wow.
I've been to a lot, and they're really fun.
And I'm sure everyone is special, and I'm sure they love to have you. Probably get to talk to other junior misses
yeah.
around. There's probably dozens of them around. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite festival was probably the Blueberry Festival.
Okay.
That
And
was
where
really
was that?
I think Lexington.
Okay. So, but you probably went to so many that kind of
Yeah,
a
they
blur.
kind of all clashed.
Well, you look so great. You got your nice sash on here, and you got your tiara on. That's congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
really an honor. I bet. Were you freaking out when you won?
Yes.
I bet you were. So, Dawn, this is just one event that you'll be having coming up here. I think, what is that, Thursday? That happens pretty quick, right?
Yes.
In terms of when the festival, you'll have the new one named.
Right. Yes. And
This is at the Opera House.
no, prior to them being named, they have already competed.
Okay.
So the winners are secured with our treasurer in
Okay.
a sealed envelope. We have no
Nice.
idea who is doing
Nice.
it. But prior to the announcement, we are opening the festival up with a baby pageant. There's nothing better than having a parade of babies up on the stage. And we first opened it to the Baltimore residents, but now it has open to the whole state of Ohio. So we have some Lancaster, some Carroll people. We have over 30 entries. So
Nice.
we'll have that, and then we'll go into, Jenna will be able to crown the next.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's going to be pretty exciting for
Yes,
you.
very.
Did the previous one for you crown you?
Yes.
Nice.
It was really nice.
Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting time here. It's the 4th, 5th, and 6th coming up here pretty soon. Boy, you've got a lot going on. When we look at the schedule, I mean, from bands to food to entertainment. This, I'm sure you look at it as this is a real family time.
Absolutely, and that's what our festival is, more of a community themed. It brings everybody home We have so many people who return. Our alumni, we have an alumni tent this year. The band that's closing for us, the highlight is the Hillbilly Deluxe, and that's actually a local band. And so they are going to be in the parade, which is phenomenal, and then close the festival down. And they've done a special choreographed music to the fireworks. So we're having fireworks to end the festival. The community really wanted to have the fireworks back, so we had a lot of donations from the community, from individuals. So we'll be ending it, and we're really looking forward to that.
Now, this has a pretty rich history going back. You probably weren't around 30 years ago. I'll just guess that, Jenna. But 30 years ago, kind of began as volunteers and the fire department, things like that. Is that how it kind of started?
Yes, it started out with the Baltimore Fire Department.
Okay.
We had some water wars, and then we got the Chamber of Commerce was involved and kind of brought in the vendors and the rides, and it's just really evolved. We're still all volunteers, but of course the fire department has been super busy. They still do the stage, still are there, a very big presence, but we've moved and have more volunteers, and the bigger we get, the more volunteers we need, I guess to say.
Well, and you can tell Dawn has on the Baltimore Festival shirt there that plugs this, and that's great. But I do want to mention my close personal friend, Ed Schaffner, of the brand new Schaffner's place up there. That's probably a real... Have you been to the new Schaffner's since it's opened up?
Yes.
What do you like in there?
Their vanilla is very,
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And it's nice now to have a nice sit-down restaurant in there.
Yeah.
Schaffner's has been, I remember, Ed's mom years ago when that was going on, and Denny and Ed and everybody was there. But again, I just think about Baltimore, and I think Schaffner's more than anything else up there. They're just a wonderful place. But I'm sure you've gotten tremendous response from the whole community because, like you say, this is really a community event.
It is. The car company of Baltimore, they are supplying the vehicles for our grand marshals.
Wow, how nice.
And we have 3 grand marshals. Like we said, we kind of change the theme every year, but we kind of keep it with heroes. And this year we're recognizing teachers and staff that help students through COVID. So we have Coach A from the high school, we have Kelly Savage from the middle school, and we have Miss Brunty from the elementary. And I can't remember all of the write-ups, but I do know that with Miss Brunty's it sticks out quite a bit, that she actually went to each of her students' houses and gave them packets to make sure that they were staying up to that grade level. So it's just tremendous what our community and what all of our teachers do. That's just an example of 3. There were so many nominations, it was so difficult to pick. But again, they are going to be riding the car company vehicles, and the car company is hosting one of the bigger events, or sponsoring the car show.
Yeah,
That's
a big event.
Oh yeah, last year we had over 100 vehicles. It was amazing. You just couldn't move around basically.
And this is all over at Johnson Park.
At Johnson Park.
Yeah,
They park right there on the grounds, and what better way than to finish it up with the British invasion after the car show.
They were just right behind us a couple of weeks ago, and if that tells us anything, you better have a lot of seating.
We do. We do. Definitely.
Do you like to attend a lot of the events? Now last year you probably had to go to not had to, but you got to go to everything there. You enjoy the whole thing, the whole flavor of just a great festival that Baltimore has.
Yeah. The festival is really, really, really awesome. It's really fun, and just bring your whole family.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Well, you're a good emissary for that. How many of you attended? Probably all you can remember your whole life.
Yeah.
Jenna Carroll, who is the Junior Miss, is that the title?
Correct.
Junior Miss. You can tell from the tiara. Do you have the wave down? Can you show us the wave?
Yes.
Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Now, did you get a ride in a convertible in many of the things, or were you in a vehicle as you went to these other events?
Yeah. So we have a float that we ride in the parades.
And so that was just traveled around with you then?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it just you or any of your other
It was all the
attendants?
other queens, too.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So, Dawn, we talk about this. It's this weekend, the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Pretty exciting. British Invasion, Hillbilly Deluxe, lots of food trucks, food
Absolutely.
vendors, lots of eats, lots of kids' games.
Yes, yeah, and I do want to put a nice little plug in between the Hillbilly Deluxe and the fireworks. We're going to be drawing for our 50-50 raffle.
Oh, yeah.
And that is guaranteed to be at least $3,000. So if you're feeling
And that'll
lucky,
be going on the whole time.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get a ticket anytime and you're going to win at least $3,000. I'm sure it's going to be more. What do you think, Jenna?
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot more than that.
Yeah, and you don't have to be present to win, obviously. You put
No.
your name and address and phone number and they'll contact you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you've probably attended these for several years. Is this going to be the biggest and the best?
I think so. Every year it seems to be getting bigger and better. Last year it was we had fabulous weather. If we have the same weather we had last year, it's going to be amazing.
Well, tell us about the parade. What's that all going to be like?
This parade is a very large parade. We have a lot of local entries in there. Again, queens. Jenna, why don't you
queens.
tell them how many royalty? It's almost like a princess
There's
parade.
so much royalty at the Baltimore Festival. It's there's a lot of queens just coming in.
As you went to other ones, they all now come to this
Yeah,
one here.
yeah.
It's a pretty exciting time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
especially because you get to see all the floats. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's a fun time, and again, the community just is so wonderful to live in a community like Baltimore that just puts this on.
Right. I don't think that there isn't a business that has not contributed to this festival, and that is what makes it so amazing. We had these really nice festival programs, and in here are all of our sponsors, and they just did a wonderful job. We can't thank them enough, because without them and without the community support, it wouldn't be as amazing as what you think it is what it actually is, to be honest.
Well, we put up the poster with all the time, so it begins Thursday at 5 p.m. Exciting time. It goes on through Saturday, till 11 o'clock, even later possibly. Fireworks are at 10:30, so
Right.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, and we have a vintage softball game where the Diamond Roughs come in, with the Ohio Muffins and the Lady Diamonds.
Ohio Muffins.
And this was a new event last year, and we were kind of surprised. We weren't sure how it was going to be perceived. They play against some of the school staffing and some of the local residents, and this was very highly attended. It's right after the parade, maybe an hour or two after the parade, right there on the fairgrounds, and it's a sight to see. It is so much fun. So that's another activity we have.
Well, Jenna, we want to thank you for just being a wonderful representative for Baltimore, and this time you've had a great year. I'm sure it's something you'll always remember, and it's now you get to see it. You get to crown the new queen, so that'd be pretty nice,
very
or the new junior queen, I guess. That'd be very. Are you ready to give up your crown?
Yeah, it's been a great experience.
Yeah. Well, it's been a wonderful year. I can tell you've been a wonderful queen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dawn Sutton has been with us. Exciting time. You ready to go?
I am ready. We all are ready. So be sure to come down and check us out this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's just, if you want a family-oriented event that you can get fed, that you can be entertained. We have Bugaboo. Clown is on the premises. We have face painting. There's just something for everyone there.
Dawn Sutton and Jenna Carroll have been with us from the Baltimore Festival. Ladies, thank you. Hope for just another wonderful festival this year, and it's just coming up very quick, August 4th, 5th, and 6th. Get somebody out. Bring the family out. It's going to be a great time. See everybody there. Will you shake their hand if you see everybody?
She's a selfie pro. She will get your
Is that
picture.
right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I bet. How many times you had your picture taken? Thousands?
Yes.
Thousands. Jenna Carroll, Dawn Sutton with the Baltimore Festival. We'll be back on Fairfield Today in just a moment.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today. Appreciate all the folks from the Baltimore Festival being in. Jenna and Dawn, they just did a great job. We're so excited about these festivals coming back. They're so great. And that kind of leads us into our next segment when we talk about great things that are going around the community. And I think one of the two girls that probably can tell us more about Lancaster and Fairfield County and the exciting things going on and why it's a great time to be alive in Lancaster and Fairfield County is Christa Moody. Christa, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
I have Christa on today, as I had a few months ago. I had Jamie Mast on to talk about Lancaster because Jamie and Christa are the two biggest promoters of Lancaster and Fairfield County, and certainly they have, in some cases, nothing to do with the event. They just know it's a good event. Now, in Christa's case, she's involved in about 100 different things before she retired from this very fine place here at Fairfield Federal. I think of the boards you're on and the things you've done. I actually used to get guests from Christa. She would say, well, you need to have somebody on from Meals on Wheels, from DDL. She would always promote that. And you've continued. We actually did a show about a block from here, right there beside Provisions in the alley there, the gay fad thing you did down there. That's still, everybody still talks about that. We've actually got a mug we can show from that. I guess Lancaster and promoting things is what you do.
It is. This is my home. I love this town. I am so proud to be a part of it. 6 years ago, you would never have me here. I was very shy, very timid, very quiet, but I was given the opportunity to go through Fairfield leadership at the Chamber of Commerce, and that turned my world around. It helped me to find courage and the strength that, yeah, I can be a leader.
Kind of a Wizard of Oz moment.
It really was. I tell you, if anybody has the opportunity to go through that program, it is wonderful.
There have been so many great people go through that, and they all have exactly the same thing to say.
Yes, it teaches the most wonderful leadership skills. And so I'm so grateful to Travis and Cheryl and Margie and the great group of people over there for that opportunity. But since then, I've become very involved in the community, and I love it. I can't do enough right now. I've joined several boards, things that I'm passionate about. Meals on Wheels, because none of our seniors should ever be hungry. Destination Downtown, woo, we are stirring it up downtown right now. I am still on the board at Lancaster Sherman Rotary, so proud of that. Friends of the Park, our parks are so wonderful. So many good things are happening in our parks, and during COVID, our parks became a place of peace and contentment. People could get out of their homes and go to our parks and feel safe. You could walk around, not be near anybody else, and you knew you were safe. You could take your little children out, take them for a walk. It was safe. And Mike Tharp and the good people that work for our Parks Department are always coming up with wonderful, new, inventive things to make our parks better and better. The visitors that come to our parks and just can stand back and enjoy the beauty and the wonder of them.
Is there any place better in the state than Rising Park?
No.
And to be
not.
in conjunction with our fairgrounds, where you're let's say in the grand sense of fairgrounds, you look out, you can see the track and all that, but then there's the mountain right there. We're blessed to have such a wonderful park system. And I just had Tharp on a week or so ago, and we talked about now the acquisition of General Sherman, which is incredible opportunities for the entire community, but certainly for the West Side, which I'm pretty passionate about that. But you're right, the parks are just one of the really gems of our community.
Absolutely.
I know you've been so pro-park.
Oh, always. It's just, I've loved the parks. You know, when I was growing up, my girlfriend and I would, when we get out of school, we'd go to Baskin Robbins and get an ice cream cone, and then we'd go cruise around Rising Park looking for boys. That was a popular thing back then.
But we don't want to gloss over this. We want to mention this, and Shane got a shot of this. We've got an award here that we can show you. What an award. I mean, it is the award of awards, I think, for individuals from the Chamber of Commerce. Most of us who've been around for a while remember Floyd Wolf, legendary guy in the community, and the Floyd Wolf Award is always a surprise award. No one knows, and it's named, and you are the most recent recipient of that. How excited, what a moment that must have been.
I still look at this, and I am just in such awe. What an honor, what a true honor. You know, my years here at Fairfield Federal, I came when Ron Keaton was president, and Ron was a man who truly loved the community, and I learned a lot just watching him. And then after Ron retired, Judy Root came on board, and another person loved the community. So I had these wonderful mentors that were kind of unbeknownst to me, but I was learning from them. And I knew Wolfie. Wolfie would come in and he'd sit on that bench, and he'd always tell a funny little joke, and just such a
Everybody loved Wolfie.
Absolutely. But Judy Root contacted me and asked me if I wanted to go to the trade show, and I was like, I did trade shows for 16 years for Fairfield Federal. Yeah, I love trade shows. Let's go. I had no idea. And when they started naming off, I was a member of the Twig on the foundation board at the hospital, parks, and I'm like looking around, and I was like, now I know a lot of these people. Who could it be?
Who's on there with me?
Who could it be? And then when they mentioned the alley, I knew, and just overwhelmed. I just still don't have words to.
Well, this GayFad thing you did was remarkable, and it's got so much ink and so much press. It is really perfect timing.
I'd love to take a couple minutes and talk about that. When it was my idea, Jason Annecy was the artist, and he is an amazing artist. I just can't say enough wonderful things about this man, but one of the best things when we were doing this project, constant people coming through that alley, but not one of them walked out of that alley without a smile on their face. The joy those bright, bold colors, the shapes, the dimensions, it brought such joy to people. And that was the best for us, knowing, we'd have days when we're like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to get this thing done? But then we'd have someone come through, and the joy.
Tone would change.
It was just wonderful.
We were had the pleasure of doing a whole show down there, and we had Jason on and you on, talked about it, and really is inspirational for what it's done for the Glass Museum, for an anchor hocking town like this. GayFad, you brought what was the lady's name?
Fran Taylor.
You brought kind of her name back into the conversation.
Yes.
From this. GayFad now is a word that you hear more often.
It is. Fran Taylor was an amazing woman, a woman way before her time. The GayFad glassware, I was unbeknownst. Both of my parents worked at anchor hocking, as most of Lancaster did back then. And it was in our house. I had no idea what it was. And so Jason and I brought back a piece of Lancaster's history, and we are so proud of that. This is a piece of history that's not going to be forgotten. Fran Taylor was, for me, such an inspiration. And I want to tell you about, if you look on the mural, there's a little red door. That little red door represents something. It represents Fran, and outside of that door is that circle of fear for all women. The what ifs. What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not smart enough? What if I don't have the courage to see this through? But if you step through that red door, right there are all your dreams and hopes. They're just waiting for you to grab hold of and go get them. And so it's all about empowering women. And I love that. I love that.
Well, this is exactly why I wanted Christa Moody on with us, because you, and I'm dabbling a little bit in Facebook now. I'm not a real knowledgeable person, but I'm in there. But I see your name frequently, and it's always about promoting something. Make sure you attend this, or do you know this is going to be happening, not only in Lancaster, but all around, whether it's an event or somebody, or you're congratulating somebody. I'd say you're really enjoying your time in promoting Lancaster and Fairfield County. You don't work for DDL, you're on the board, you do things like that, visiting Convention Bureau and visit Fairfield County, but you and Jamie, they couldn't have better emissaries for this area, and like you say, just like as you did with Fran and Gay Fad, I guess promoting this is kind of really the passion for you.
Yes, it is, and Lancaster's still small town, and small town, people, one of the things I love best about this community is how people come together. You know, when there's a crisis or a big project, people come together. You can't, people come out of the woodwork. Let me help. What can I do? How can I help? That's part of the reason I love this community so much, because I'm part of a bigger family than my own personal family. I'm part of the family of Lancaster, and I am so proud of that. You know, we have Dave Scheffler, a wonderful, wonderful mayor. He is such a strong supporter of the projects that go on throughout our community. And
he's an artsy kind of guy himself.
He really is. He is. And I so appreciate all of the support that he has given to me and to Jason and I throughout our project. I can't even begin to go down the list of people that supported us through the alley project, and that took a lot to pull that off. So we are just so proud of that.
And you know, the things we talk about here with you're talking about a community. I hear it from Deb Connell over and over. I just heard it from Mike Tharp when I talked to him. People come from all around to come to Lancaster to say, how do you do this? How do you get a Friday night bandstand where thousands of people come? How do you put on a Lancaster festival that goes for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, and we couldn't do it where we live. But Lancaster, as you say, that's the community it is.
That's the community. That's the people coming out and wanting to be a part of this wonderful community.
Anything on the horizon? Anything you're going to set your sights on, or is it just continuing to do what you do?
I just continue to do what I do. I've just joined, since I've retired, a steering committee at the Heritage Association. So I'm really starting to do a lot with that.
They were almost the genesis of everything that's occurred with Lancaster and downtown. The Georgian, everybody kind of remembers that, and the Historical Society, and the Sherman House right here. I mean, but those twig members that were the beginning of all that, they had the vision.
They had the vision.
And it was through them that people like you are here. Fran, people like that are still around because of people like that had that vision.
And making things happen.
Christa Moody, Floyd Wolf Award winner with the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, well-deserved. I can't think of anybody more well-deserving than you. So
thank you so much.
I know I know you think you're humbled by it, but well-deserved.
Wow.
Christa Moody, who's just a tremendous advocate for Lancaster and Fairfield County. Keep on doing what you're doing. We love hearing about you.
Thank you.
Christa joins us here on Fairfield Today, and we thank you for being with us.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.